And we are a go. How's it going, guys? DizZieJay, aka Joss here, and today this is gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be doing a guide. The reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because I might be lazy. The guide might be out there, which has all the steps and everything that I'm about to show you guys. But as someone who isn't familiar with uploading avatars or making avatars and stuff into a game, which in my case is VRChat, I couldn't really find a solid video that had the step-by-step, everything that you need to know and need to have and what you need to do in order to get a working avatar into VRChat. And for those of you who don't know, VRChat is a great game, really fun game, but getting an avatar in there, it's not an easy process. It's not as easy as you would think it is because, it's a very long process, if you will. I mean, it's really not too long, but there's a lot of steps to it. So first, I'm just gonna start by I guess telling you guys, if you are looking into getting an avatar into VRChat, you need to make sure that you do have a VRChat account and not a Steam account. Like when you first log into VRChat and it asks you, do you want a Steam account or do you want a VRChat account? Make sure that you have a VRChat account because you cannot currently upload avatars into Steam accounts, or at least I haven't figured out how. Like my girlfriend, for example, she had an issue where she had logged in with Steam, and in Unity, for some reason, there's no way to log in to your Steam account through Unity in order to upload it to your actual VRChat game. But anyways, first thing you need to do, you need to download a few things. I would recommend that you get WinRAR, which for me, I just went to FileHippo. Of course, I'm going to post all the links in the description below. I'm just going to run through the steps. So I use FileHippo in order to find WinRAR. So I just search WinRAR up here, and it shows up right here, 64-bit, and then I downloaded that, blah, blah, blah. Run through the steps, make sure you have it downloaded. Next thing, you want to find a model. I personally go to DeviantArt. I'll post this link in the description as well. And this is usually where I find all the models that I want to. For the purpose of this video, I don't really know how to do anything but PMX MMD models. So there's a lot of things I don't know about how to make avatars and how to upload them and how to edit them. This is just a very standard video how to get a working avatar into VRChat. So yeah, pick one from here. Hopefully it's an MMD models. Like these superhero ones aren't MMD, they're like XPS, and I don't know how to do that. So anyways, so MMD models like this one, for example, the Yandere Simulator Muju, things like that. You want to download these and they should show up as a RAR file. You open it up, and I'll get onto that later on. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using this guy because this is what my current model avatar in VRChat is. I edited it and changed a bunch of the textures and stuff, so I know it works. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm just going to hit download. So now I have my avatar file. So next, you're going to want to download Pmx Editor. You do want the English version because it does come out in Japanese, so you want to make sure you get this one. I'm going to post this link as well. English Pmx Editor right here. Just click the link right here in the description. Link sends you out, and then you just hit right here. It says preparing download. It's going to show up, and boom, click it, start downloading it. Pmx Editor is very important because it's going to start showing things called renaming the bones and morphs and all that things, which is important. But again, I'm going to get into that once I start running through these steps. You want to get Blender. Just go to the blender.org, and this is where you find it. So you want to get Blender. So make sure you download Blender. Go over here. You're going to get a few add-ons for Blender. You want the Cats plugin, which is this one right here, and then you click this download link in the description. And then you also want the MMD tools, which can be found by just googling MMD_tools. Again, I'm just going to post all this stuff in the description, and you hit clone or download right here, and then download the zip, open it up, and you will get it in there in Blender. Anyways, next you want Unity. The version you do want for the current one, make sure you have the right Unity for VRChat. The current one, I believe, is 5.6.3p1. That is a current version of Unity you want that supports VRChat, and this is today, December 29th. That's the current one. Alright, then obviously you want to head over to VRChat, and you want to download the Vr Chat Sdk at the bottom of the page. Just click the SDK button. It'll ask you to log in and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So once you have all that downloaded, then you're going to start getting into steps here. So first, I'm going to open up my downloaded model folder. So I'm going to head over here, go to my downloads, then I'm going to open up, I guess, this one. So open up that one. That's going to open in WinRAR. And you want to grab this file. See this file right here? This is the first one that has everything inside of it. This is straight from the downloads. And then you're going to go into it. You grab this file, and I usually just drag it over to my desktop. Alright, so now you have it exported and or extracted out. You're going to open it up. And you see in here, you want to make sure you have all this stuff, all these pictures. These are texture files. You want to make sure you have those. The actual texture folder is going to have all your textures for your avatar. And then you're also going to have your avatar PMX file right here. Alright, next you want to open up actual Pmx Editor. Alright, it's going to load. Starting up. You're going to get two windows. This is going to be your preview window, and this is where you actually see your avatar, and this is where you're actually going to be messing with. So you want to go to File and go to Open. Okay, and then you find your folder for your avatar that you just extracted out of the RAR file. Alright, and then here's Haru. I'll open him up. Alright, then as you can see, he's going to show up right here on the right. He's going to have bones and everything attached to him, all that stuff, which is obviously you need it for VRChat. And see how everything over here comes out in, like, I believe that's Japanese. I don't know, I don't want to say it is or say it isn't, but I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. And see how all that shows up. This isn't important, but I just want to show you this. So this is what you need Pmx Editor for. You need to go to Edit, and you go to Name Repair. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to each one for the material, bone, and morph, and you're going to change the names of them. So what you want to do is you want to select the first one, material. Make sure you hit set sequence. All right, you don't want to replace, you want to set sequence, then you list names. List names, and all the names of, I guess, the parts of your avatar are going to show up here. And see how some of it is in another language. You have some in English, but you want to make sure it's all of it's in English. So you're going to select it all, copy, head over to Google Translator. I like using the actual translate.google.com. And then it shows up here, then you're going to paste, get all this translated over, and then you can hit this copy button right here. Boom, copy. And then head back over to Pmx Editor and just paste all that in. Alright. Then you can hit repair. It's gonna show up two windows. You're sure you want to repair, yes, and then it's gonna say it's fixed, and okay. Then boom, you're done there. Head over to bone. Set sequence is still selected, so you're gonna hit list names, and it's gonna show everything for bones. So same thing. Select all, copy it, and then I usually just hit that X, paste it in here. All right, it's gonna show everything translated over. Scroll down to the bottom on the right side, the grayed out panel. Copy it. Head back here and paste it. Hit repair, yes, and okay. And then you do that again for morph. Select all, copy, scroll back up, and paste it in here. Everything's going to translate, and there you go. Copied, paste it back in here. Repair, yes, okay. Alright, the only important ones that you need to do is just material, bone, and morph. I don't mess with any of the other ones, so that's pretty much it. Then you're going to head back to this, you close that, and now your file is, I guess, translated, or your avatar is translated. So you're going to go to File and Save As. I recommend doing this exactly what I'm doing because it just keeps things a bit more organized. You don't have files going over the place. Plus, you want to keep your actual avatar file within the original folder. So just, you got the Haru right here, which is this file right here. And I want to put _repaired and save. And now you saved it. Now you don't need Pmx Editor anymore. Now we're going to go over to Blender. Alright, there we go. This will pop up. Just click on the backdrop and all that will disappear. Alright, a few hotkeys you need to know. A is your select all key. So hit A twice and it's going to select all. When it's all orange, that's how you know it's selected. And you just delete all this stuff because you don't need it. So you have your plain open, I guess, editing field. What you want to do now is you want to get your add-ons into Blender. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the hotkeys Control-Alt-U, and it's going to open up the Blender user preferences. You're going to go to the add-ons tab, and then you're going to search, for example, MMD tools. And see, I already have it selected. Okay, you got unselected, and you can see over here on the right, this is where your tabs are for your add-ons. So you see right here, when I uncheck it, MMD tool disappears and it shows back up. You want it to appear right there. Then you just hit apply, save user settings. There it is. Did the same thing for cats. And there it is right there. And it's going to show up on the side. Oh, there it is. Alright. And then save user settings. In that, the download file, if you don't know how to put any of those add-ons in, it's going to show steps right here. But what you want to do, I guess, initially is actually in your files, you want to go where you downloaded MMD tools. You want to open it up, grab the actual file, right, and then you're going to head over to this PC, Windows, Program Files, then Blender Foundation, right? Open that up, pick whatever one. I have two of them because for some reason my Blender only works 2.78. So open that up, hit scripts, and then add-ons. And then here's where all our add-ons you just want to drag and drop your like MMD tools folder and all the stuff that comes with it into this folder. So that's how pretty much you install add-ons into Blender, and then that's how you could search it in here, and then it'll show up in this panel once you search it. So anyways, get all those going, make sure you get your tabs up. Alright, close out all of that. Then you want to go to MMD Tools tab and hit Import Model. Now from here, you want to find your actual folder that contains that repaired file that we just repaired, I guess the translated one. So it's going to be my desktop, and it's going to be in this one, another Haru. So that's my folder. Then there's the repaired file. Then I'm going to open it within Blender. And as you see, he's going to show up gray. He's going to show up shadeless, I guess. You want to click on him, make sure you have him selected, head over to cats, ignore that, and then fix the model. Hit fix model. And it's going to do all that, and then it's going to obviously put his textures back, and it's going to show you a bunch of stuff too that you need to get rid of. So all this extra crap around his actual mesh you don't really need for VRChat. So what you want to do, you want to hide the bones and the mesh. In order to do that, the hotkey is H. So with Blender, middle click is your movement key or button. Alright, middle click, when you click and drag, it's just going to rotate. Alright, holding shift and then middle clicking is going to actually pan around inside the side. So that's pretty much the movement, and obviously scroll in and out. So your middle button is just your movement, I guess, key. So what you want to do is you want to select just the mesh, and you just use the hand, and I'll press H for hide. Alright, hide the mesh, and you want to hide the bones as well. Same thing, I just use the hand, H to hide. Then you have all this stuff. You don't need this. So you want to press B. This will bring up the select tool, and just drag a box around all that stuff. And you're going to hit delete, and hit OK. Alright, there he is. I'll get all that stuff gone. And you can hit Alt H to bring everything back. So this is the stuff that I need. Alright, now, next thing you want to do here is you want to get into the decimating process. As you see up here, it says right here, tries 2,000 or 26,613. You want to get that number down to under 20,000, so 19,999. So first thing I do is I hide the bones. So I hide the bones. So I just have the mesh again. Select the avatar, head to MMD Tools, and you hit Separate by Materials. And what this is going to do is going to break up each individual mesh into its own thing. See, now I could select the sweater differently, the pants differently, the shoes differently, so on and so forth. So I want to get rid of things that I don't really like or need on this avatar. Alright, so obviously I'm going to need my feet, so I'm going to hide those, my shoes. I need my legs, so I'm going to hide those. I kind of like the sweater, so I'm going to hide that. Hide the shirt, hide the back of the shirt, because that was the front of the shirt. I just hid the back of the shirt. I'm gonna need my torso, because when people like look at me, I guess from a downward view, all that stuff is gonna look invisible. So I'm gonna have a torso there. Hide that. Don't really need the belt, because it's kind of hidden by my sweater. So I'm just gonna delete that. And this is how you reduce your tries. This is called like the decimating and I guess removal process or something along those lines. So hide the arms, rings and accessories. I kind of like those, so I'm gonna hide that. The necklace. Alright, bracelet. Alright, I don't really like this thing, so I'm gonna select it with right click, and then I'm just gonna delete that. Don't really like these hair tie things, so I'm gonna delete those as well. Make sure I have the right one selected. If you want to start getting into visemes, which is the mouth tracking and eye tracking, don't decimate or do anything with like the face. So you want to select the face, and then hide the face. Oh, I almost deleted it. Hide the face. Get that out of the way. Alright, obviously you need your eyes. Let me pan up a little bit here. Again guys, still new to all this stuff, so for those of you who are I guess fluent in all these steps and stuff, please, sorry for making you cringe at my abilities here. So I want to hide all these, hide all my stuff for the eyes, hide the eyebrows, and then I'm just gonna have all these things. I'm gonna get the hair out of the way, make sure I don't decimate or delete the hair, and then you have all this stuff. So all these things are used for I'm gonna need my mouth too. All these things are just like animations, custom animations, and I guess things you could put on your avatar within Unity. I don't really use any of these things. Maybe I will once I start getting my or once I get my VR setup, but I don't need this stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna select and delete all these extra things. Delete all that. So look, now my tries are already down to 20,000. Just need a little bit more. Now I'm gonna hit Alt H, remember, to bring everything back, hide the bones again. And then now I'm gonna start the decimation process. Now in order to decimate, you need to find something that usually isn't, I guess, looked at very much, because the decimate process does make your character lose like definition in the textures and shape of things. So first thing I always decimate is the shoes, because no one really pays attention to the shoes, right? That's on the bottom. No one really looks at your feet. So what you want to do is you want to select it. Alright, and you have the hierarchy over here on the side. And what you want to do is you want to open this up, and you want to see, when you select it, it's going to show up right here. So if I select the pants will highlight. So you want to go over here to shoes. Open that up, and then open this first one right here, and it's going to show where the key is. You cannot decimate if the key is attached to that that mesh. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to right click it and delete it. Get the key out of there. Then you hit this little wrench over here on the side. Right? Then you hit add modifier. I can't talk. And then you want to go to the generate and then decimate. So generate section, decimate. Open that up. Always bring it to the top, otherwise it's going to give you a thing up here that says it might not work because it wasn't on the top. So I just always by default bring it to the top. And as you can see right here, it has 1,548 faces, and those are the little tries. You can see those tries and hit tab. It'll show all your little lines and stuff that make up the shape of your mesh, I guess. So I don't really need all this because it's just the shoes. So what I'm going to do is this slider right here, drag it down. As you can see, when I do drag it down, you can see the definition of it does get a little bit blocky. So you kind of just want to drag it down until it still has its shape. It still is doing its thing, but not looking too bad. So I can't decimate too much on this model because it's going to make the shoelaces look kind of funky. So I'm just going to bring it down just a hair. Save like maybe like what? 200 tries. Alright, so that's cool. Alright, I'm going to hit apply and leave that there. Next thing I'm going to do is my legs, or my pants. And same thing, open it up, open that first one, and delete that key. And then you're going to go to the gear wrench, add modifier, decimate, and then drag it down. Oh, bring it to the top. Almost forgot. Bring it to the top and then drag it down. As you can see again, you can see a lot of that definition disappearing all the way down to 44, which is, look, my legs look all mangled. So I'm going to bring these down just till I get to about 19. Yeah, so it's right under 20,000. Tries this a little high, actually, so I'm going to bring this down. Pants don't look too bad. And there you go. Tries are now at 19,954. My legs don't look too bad. So there you go. So that's how the decimate process. Again, you can do all the same thing. For the rest of it, it's if your model is super high in tries, a lot of it's the hair. You get away with decimating bits of the hair. Obviously, it's in bits and pieces for this one, so you could, I guess, do the ones underneath or something that aren't very visible. So, yeah, there you go. So now we have the tries back down. All right. So now what we're gonna do is save him as an FBX. So you're gonna go over here to File. Actually, first thing you want to do, you want to join all these meshes together. How you usually do that is go to Cats and then have them all selected. Again, use a B tool, make sure everything's selected, and then go to Join Meshes. It's gonna bring all these and put it under one thing. And what that's gonna do, it's just gonna help, I guess, loading and rendering when you're actually in the game. You don't have like separate pieces of your avatar. It's just one piece, or at least that's what I think how it works. Anyways, so yeah, so you want to go to File, then you want to go to Export and FBX. Okay, and it's going to go here. So this you're saving into your files here. So I'm going to go to my desktop, head back here to the Haru, and in here you can't see the rest of it, but this is the original folder where all that stuff is. So I'm going to name it Haru_finished. Hit export. Alright, now, so now we have the files saved. So now we're going to open Unity. Alright, make sure again you have the proper version of Unity up for VRChat. So it's opening up here. Now I'm going to go, for this case, I'm just going to create a new one. Right. I was gonna do tutorial. Sure. All this stuff is usually pre-selected, and then you hit create project. All right, and this is just a plain, basic Unity setup. So now I'm gonna drag my VR SDK into Unity. I have it downloaded to my desktop, and you could double click it and it'll do it, but I just like to drag. So drag the SDK. This process usually takes a bit. All right, so when the SDK does download or upload into your assets, it's going to show up here as a little folder. So that's how you have that in there. Next, you want to open up any shaders that you have downloaded. Shaders are the things that you attach to your materials for your avatar in order to change, like, I guess, the look of it. For me, I use the cubed shader. So we're going to bring that in real quick. I have it in my downloads, and it's right here. There you go. And import it. Alright, so there's the shader folder right there, and then you also want to drag in your folder containing your actual avatar. So again, I have mine over here on the desktop. So drag that in. If you want, you could organize these and actually make like subtabs. Like I could create a folder in here and then just name it like, I don't know, avatars. If you're gonna use the same, I guess, scene, right? So you can do that, and then you could grab your actual avatar and drag it into the avatars folder, and it's gonna create subfolders. So yeah, so we'll just do that. Alright, so now here is your Haru finished, right? You're gonna select him, obviously. Then you're gonna go over to your inspector tab, and you wanna click animation type and go to humanoid, and you wanna configure. Now in Blender, when we hit the repair button, it automatically renamed and I guess assigned the bones to where they need to be, but sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't assign the chest, or sometimes like the toes or feet. The toes here aren't really important, but the chest obviously is. So when I find the chest, I'm just gonna left click this chest, it's gonna highlight it, and you just want to drag it over to where it says chest right here, into this box, and it's gonna assign that bone to the chest, and it's good. Alright, hit apply. I'm done. Same thing for all these other ones I could do for the upper chest and the toes and whatever. I don't really care for it, so I don't usually do it. Upper chest usually isn't used, so it's not important. If it has the dots around it, it's an optional bone. That's what it says right here. So you don't need it per se. So anyways, I got that done, so I'm gonna hit done. And now this file is now set up, and now you can bring it over here into the hierarchy right here on the left hand side, and there he is. He shows up. For some reason my face shows up without a mesh. So what's going on there? I'm going over to materials, and looks like my face does not have material attached to it. Well, it does have material attached to it. Rendering mode, I want it to be opaque. So there it is. Brings my face back. My face is kind of yellow. It's kind of weird looking, so let's just change the color, make it white. Close back, sun up. Now I'm back to normal, and he looks good. Again, you could mess with these texture files. You can mess with like the colors of the hair and all that stuff. I don't really like the pink, for example, in his hair. So for the hair, I actually custom edited the hair, and I made my own hair file. And I'll drag it into VRChat in a second. So let me find it. So right here, here's the original hair text file, and this is the one I edited. So I'm just going to drag it and actually bring it into the materials folder, and you select the material you want to change, I guess. So it's going to show up here on the inspector tab. Then you want to grab the texture file and just drop it in there, and see all the pink is gone in his hair. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much how you change textures and all that. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to change the shader, because right now it's on standard, and I kind of don't like, because it's going to show up all like, I guess, metallic-y looking. So I'm going to hit the actual shader, the drop down, and the cube. Remember I was saying about the cube shader? Here it is right here, and I just use this one. So anyways, do all that, cubed, and then change all these. Alright, so once you have all those changed, now you select your actual whole model right here, and it's going to show all the components over here to the right hand side. What you want to do is you want to add in, I usually just search AVA, it's going to show the VRC Avatar Descriptor. Open that up, and what this is your actual, like, I guess, viewpoint, where you're actually like looking from the camera. So what I usually do is I set this to 0 and this to 1, and oops, haven't been selected. What that's gonna do, it's gonna bring it and make that little ball right here on this first square, which is, I guess, this is 1, this would be 0, so have it on 1, and then the y-axis on 0, so it's all the way down to the floor. Over here, I believe the numbers here, they translate over into meters, so 6.8 is about 6 foot. So we're gonna do that, and so that ball right there where that eye position is, that's about 6 feet tall, something around that. So what you want to do is you actually want to scale down model. If I upload him just like this, he's gonna be gigantic. Like, people are gonna be this tall, and he's gonna be towering over them. And I obviously don't want a giant avatar. So I'm gonna scale this down and put it like 0.45. Alright, so you want to change the scale, and you want to do it to all of them, otherwise it's going to change his shape and stuff. As you can see, he's going to show up flat if it's on 0, and that looks kind of terrifying actually. So make sure they are all the same. Alright, then you're going to look for this ball. What I usually do is I just put the camera straight, right, and then I hit these buttons, and this will actually give me like at the center one first, and it'll give me a side profile and like I guess a flat plane, and you could actually see where his eye would line up with that ball. So that ball is currently right there at his chin, so I want to change his height a bit more, because again, I want him to be like 6 foot. So I'm going to change his height. I'm going to do like 4, 3, actually I'm going to change the y-axis real quick. So the y-axis is going to be your height, actual height, so change this to 3. Alright, so for 3 we'll get his height, so I'm going to change all these other numbers, change that, and change that. So now the ball is right where his eyes are. Again, this is your camera. If you upload it just like this, your camera's going to be way back here, your avatar's going to be way back here, and it's going to look really funky. You're going to walk in the walls, and your camera's just going to clip through walls, because the avatar is the one that's going to be like colliding, I guess, with the worlds and stuff. So you want to make sure you get this viewpoint right. I usually leave this X on 0, because that's going to change like the side to side. It's going to change like the side to side this way, and so you want to make sure leave the 1 0. Again, this translate into meters. You just go on Google, translate like how tall is 5'3" in meters, and it's going to give you a number. Just put that number here, and that's the actual height. And then right here, you want to change this to, I usually put like 0.2. And that will bring like right in front of my face. You can actually just do 0. I recommend 0 for like VR users. You know, you want to do animations or funny things with your actual hands and like eating something. This will actually give you the proper view position, so it looks, I guess, correct to other people. But for this, I'm just gonna put 0.2. Bring his head out just a little bit, or the view out a little bit of his avatar. It's not too bad as long as it's close enough to the body. And then if you have a female avatar, you want to make sure you select female. This will actually change how you walk, I guess, something that I learned. So if you have a female avatar, change this to female, because it will make you, I guess, walk and act like a man if you don't. And then, alright, I believe that's it. That's all you need to do. If you do just this, your avatar will upload and he will work with the proper animations, but the hair, for example, and all that stuff, you did not edit the bones. In order to get bones, you actually need to pay like 20 bucks to Unity in the asset store and download the bones SDK, which I'm pretty sure it's called Dynamic Bones. See, it shows up here, Dynamic Bones, and it is $20. So you want to make sure you do You do have bones, and that's a whole nother tutorial that I am not gonna get into right now. But if you don't do bones on like the hair and like the sweater, for example, all that stuff is just gonna be stiff. These are attached to your hips. This is attached to your head. So when you move your head, your hair is just gonna be stiff. It's gonna look kind of like not natural looking. So if you do want that, you need to get bones actually attached and working on your avatar, and you could search those on the internet. I use Kayla Jayde, just YouTube Kayla Jayde. She has a bunch of great tutorials on dynamic bones and even colliders that will help your avatar look and act and move, I guess, more natural. So at this point now we're gonna upload him into your VRChat account. So again, if you have the SDK in there, this tab will show up, Vr Chat Sdk. You want to click this, and you want to go to settings first to make sure you're logged in. And right here it says signing in. I already signed in, so it already like I guess signs me in every time I click that button. So it says right here logged in as DizZieJay, which is me, and then you just want to make sure your name shows up there. Close that out. Then you could go here, back here to the top, and then show build control panel. Open this up, and what this is going to do here, it's going to give you a bunch of stuff down here sometimes, and it'll tell you the things that are wrong with the avatar. The yellow, I guess like caution sign, they're just cautions. They're just telling you like, hey, this could happen. The red ones though, however, are going to be ones that won't let you build and publish. The button will actually be like grayed out. It's going to make sure you fix whatever issues those are. I haven't really ran into a lot. Especially since I use a bunch of add-ons in Blender, it kind of just fixes everything for me. So I really do suggest you make sure you use these add-ons, because it does just make shit just a lot easier. So next, see right here, I have 19,953 polygons. This avatar will not perform well on many systems. So what that just means, just like, it's gonna have a hard time just like, I guess, rendering each of your, I guess, polygons every time you move or do stuff or walk or upload into a world, things like that. I imagine that's what that means. So if it's really high, it might do that to you. So if you need to, again, just run through the decimation process and just bring it down. So over here, you're gonna hit build and publish. Got my words. It sounds so funny because I can hear myself and slightly delayed. And anyway, so what this is, you're saving the scene. You just name it whatever. I'm not very organized when it comes to Unity and all this stuff, so I'm just gonna be like tutorial Haru and hit save. Alright, then it's gonna start doing this future proofing. Alright, it might take you a bit, but once it's done uploading, future proofing, all that stuff, it's gonna head over to here. So now what you want to do, you want to name the avatar. I usually put the actual name of the avatar and just do like a number, because you will come back to this. You will come back and edit them. You will come back and change things, because you're going to see things in them that you don't like or you want to add or whatever. So I usually just add like a 01 or 02 or whatever. But for this, I'm just going to put tutorial. Can't spell. _ Haru. There. Description, I usually just credit the person who actually made the avatar. So right here, I'm just gonna put this person, copy and paste to make sure it is not my own. Alright, then you want to hit this button above information is accurate, and you want to upload. Then once you hit upload, you could change the image in the view by going to scene, and you actually move that camera around that shows up, and you could change it. I really don't care for it right now, so I'm not going to do it, but that's how you change like the picture, I guess, so it's not just like showing your chest or whatever. Okay, so if you uploaded your avatar, did everything that I did, it should it'll work out just fine. Sometimes you are gonna run into snags. Just don't give up. You know, go to go to Google it, or if you're part of the VRChat Discord, you can actually go into there and ask a bunch of questions. I've asked so many questions there, and a lot of people are very helpful and help me figure out a lot of things that are wrong with my avatar and things like that. So if you did everything right, just go to your avatar, and then it will show up in your personal tab here. So here he is. There you go. You have them uploaded. Again, like I said, there's not going to be any natural movements in the hair or the sweater or anything like that, because you don't have bones attached to it. So this is just a generic normal avatar, and this is how to upload them into VRChat. Alright, well, I really hope this tutorial was helpful, at least to get you started and get you, I guess, rolling with uploading your own things. Good luck in your future avatars, and yeah, I hope you guys have fun with the game. Alright, again, this is DizZieJay, and thanks for stopping by.